Hello, and you're joining us from World Hydrogen Week in Copenhagen. My name's Sam Ernest. I'm a principal analyst in the hydrogen team at S&P Global Commodity Insights. I'm joined here by Lin, who's head of global hydrogen at Tufsud. So Lin, can you please give us a quick overview of Tufsud's role in the hydrogen value chain and hydrogen economy, please?
Certainly. So the focus of Tufsud on hydrogen are mainly two. So the first focus is definitely on the import and export of the molecules. Tufsud has been actively engaged in the certification scheme, in the definition, and then also the application of the certification schemes, such as Certify since 2011 for the green hydrogen certification. And then recently, since mid last year, Tufsud has been recognized officially as third party for the certification of all the three voluntary schemes for the hydrogen certification on the EU regulated markets, such as Certify, ISCC, and Red Cert. In addition to that, we work with more than 11 schemes, and we are assessing new schemes to make sure that the hydrogen can be traded, imported, and exported globally. The second focus for us is everything which revolves around safety and conformity of the hardware and the hydrogen power to X projects. Namely, everything which is pertaining to electrolyzers, so electrolyzer certification, and then hydrogen production through steam reforming processes coupled to CCUS, and then further downstream, Tufsud is engaged in supporting the project developers and TSOs in designing and converting pipelines for the European hydrogen backbone. And then, of course, further downstream, when we talk about hydrogen infrastructure, Tufsud is also engaged in granting the safety and certifying critical infrastructure such as hydrogen refueling station. And then when we come to the application, Tufsud certifies components and then systems for mobility, for train, for aerospace as well, and also all the processes which involve the use of hydrogen in high hazard environments in the hard to abate industries, such as steel industry, for example.
Okay, thank you. So really, multiple different levers that Tufsud are looking at. I want to touch on standardization and how do you see standardization sort of evolving in the hydrogen space?
From our experience, standardization has evolved very fast, especially in Europe. And so Europe, we can say that is leading in the standardization and in the maturity of the standardization. Of course, we also see different efforts around the world outside of Europe, such as in the Middle East, in the Southeast Asia, in North Asia. So China, Japan, and South Korea also have very advanced certification schemes when it comes to hydrogen. So we see different efforts and but also different approaches and different degree of maturity from this point of view. So what does this mean? This means that, of course, what is still lacking from the regulation point of view, both on the molecule certification and on the technology certification for the ecosystem, a global global standardization is still the missing piece for the moment.
Okay. And do you think that should be the target then for more of a global standards rather than regional breakdowns?
I would say global standards would be, of course, the best case. But of course, what we see, the reality we see is that there will be different regional standards emerging, right? Because these standards, they all come from the existing standard, the existing systems. And for the moment, we see, of course, North America as one regional, as adopting one regional system, and then in North Asia, South Asia, and then Europe. So the approach will be most probably a regional one, but of course, our hope is that fragmentation will be then less and less in the future, and consolidation will kick in.
Okay, no, thank you. And maybe we've heard a little bit at World Hydrogen Week about regulation, and there's been lots of discussions around regulation. So maybe from your perspective, where do you see the key regulatory gaps in the industry at the moment?
So for regulation to be established, we first need, I would say, the uptake. We need numbers, we need best practices. And for example, if we take the electrolyzer industries, electrolyzer industry right now has gone through a very good process of standardization. We are expecting the 2025 version of the ISO 22734, for example, which will be a good standard in the industry. However, other aspects such as, for example, performance, durability, for those aspects we still do not have yet an industry standard for benchmarking. When will it come? It will come when the industry when we will have the numbers, when the industry will be established, and so that we will be also able to use the best cases to establish standards. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And then maybe finally, where are the main areas that TÜVSÜD specifically are looking at in terms of standardization and regulation? What are you working on at the moment?
Right now, we focus a lot on the electrolyzer side, so everything which pertains to the market access. So, as you know, the supply chain is a global one, and so for an electrolyzer produced in India or in China to access the European or the North American market, of course, there we need, I would say, a de-risking and conformity process, conformity assurance process, which needs to start from the beginning in the design phase and then accompany the product development up until certification and application.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Some really interesting insights there. I appreciate the time. Thank you, Lin.
Thank you.